Hello and welcome to Popcorn and Plot Holes. Wait,
Yes.
hello and welcome to Popcorn and Plot Holes. I guess
Much
I
better.
talked a little better than that. I'll just CGI my face; it'll be fine.
Deep fake.
I'll just CGI my face.
Deep
That's
fake
what-
Ian Holm on.
yeah, I was gonna say that's what they told Ian Holmes' family.
That'll probably look better than my face does now.
We'll fix it in
We
post.
listen. We watched a movie this week. It was called Legally Alien Romulus. Romuli.
Right.
But spiritually, it was
Spiritually, I'm calling it Alien Slenderman. That's my choice. Spoilers. With me, as always, Luciano.
Yeah, we've done this to ourselves again.
Way more excitable, Chris. Yeah, and boring ass Spencer.
Yo, what up? It's good to be here on another Popcorn and Plot Holes. Alien Romulus. Alien Romulus.
He hated
Okay.
it.
You
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Let's hey,
I had to
Before-
I had to do something.
before the hate flows,
Yeah.
we talk about the good things. So let's all tell the audience, or tell us both, what they liked about this movie. And Luciano, since you seem to be struggling, and Chris more struggling, Spencer, why don't you go first?
Well, I liked the main thing I liked with this movie was I guess the wording would be the art direction. The vibe of the world was very cool. I love the alien. I love aliens, and we don't speak about the rest. But I think they did a good job of doing that retro futurism and having the cool like vibe. The ship, I thought everything looked really cyberpunk, pretty dystopian. It was a vibe, you know. It was a vibe.
It felt like Alien or
Yeah,
Aliens. It
it
felt
felt-
like an alien world.
Yeah, I thought it felt almost more like Alien than Aliens because
I
it
think
didn't.
that's what they were going for, right?
Yeah, because that's a better vibe. I think the Aliens is like with a little taste of like James Cameron military. You know,
Militarism was correct, but I
Thank
don't know
you.
where you're going, so maybe it was wrong.
if it's a word, it was the word I was intending.
great.
No
Now-
matter what it means.
Worded
Um,
great.
Yeah, but like the same way the military in Avatar feels, basically. It's like that vibe. So there's a little touch of that.
The
in
James
Aliens.
Cameron take on the military. Is that
Yeah,
what you're
exactly.
saying?
He has a very specific take on the future of the military. It's like Marines with bigger guns and bigger ships. Anyways, this one felt more like retro, like the 70s Alien movie. So kudos. Well done.
All right, Luciano. You wasted your time thinking you left with
No, well,
Spencer.
I know-
That was your own fault.
No. I came in knowing what my
Oh, great.
there was so very few things to pick from. So
Oh, here we go.
spoiler alert. No, I really liked the specifically when they were showing at the end the ship or the station approaching the
Asteroid
ring or
ring.
the asteroid belt.
Yeah.
I like that whole thing. Like just the visuals of it were great. I thought it was like
Yeah, that's
It's a
stole
very
all the budget
unique
from
thing.
Luke's
Yeah.
face.
and the Slenderman. But yeah, it did. But like it's such a unique idea. Like there's a lot of space fiction, but we never like they always talk about rings and they always talk about that kind of stuff, but you never see there's something that's about to collide with that thing. So I thought it was very cool.
You wanted to see
And,
something collide with that
very-
ring.
Yeah, okay. We're not gonna
You
talk about that.
sick fuck.
But no, I just thought it was very like it had a really like nice visuals and very nice feeling to it. So that was my favorite thing in the movie, which is sad, but you know, it is
Oh,
what it is.
I'm already sick of this guy. Anyone else sick of this guy?
He's not there for everyone's screen, so I hope
I
this
didn't.
records well.
I was pointing facetiously.
It's gonna be
Point.
embarrassing. for
I
you.
was pointing facetiously.
This guy.
Spencer, you have a great haircut, he pointed facetiously.
Yeah.
Chris, a good part of this movie. Yes.
Good part of this movie, yes. For me, actually, it was the relationship between Rain and Andy. The entire arc of it, like after I finished it, during and after I finished it, I found myself looking back and I was like, for once, the main character and the audience, we got a +1. So like it wasn't just like us kind of like riding shoulder on the shoulder and the heels of the like singular character. These two characters had a relationship, almost sibling like that kind of tugged on my heartstring. And they both, I know one's a synthetic, but they both got through. Even though Andy had to go into cryo sleep, I was fine with that. But for me, they worked together, and Andy had his own arc, but it was still connected to Rain. Rain's like, "Are you there?" For me, that resonated. So I really liked what they did with these not binary, but like this pairing. I don't want to do it. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. So I'm not going to say it.
Then don't say it.
I just appreciate their relationship, the ebbs and flows, the obstacles they had to get through, both singularly and then together. I really, really liked that. And that was it for me. Yeah, that was my favorite part.
See, this guy gets cinema. He points authentically.
I enjoyed the relationship cogently. We need another dimension.
All right, I take back.
Anywho,
I take back my authentic pointing.
That's your fault for talking, I think. My favorite part of this movie, I think, is when Navarro pulls out the X-ray wand and triple confirms to everybody that she has a chest burster.
It is pretty cool. I agree.
It is a really fun effect to, highlight what we all know is happening, but just like try, raise the tension of the situation for her. Like we all know what's happening, but like, she has no idea. So like,
It might be the epitome of the rule of cool.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Because
It's so stupid
there's
when
no
you think
reason
about
for that thing to be anywhere. And
Just check this for
and let me just-
not for me, for the audience.
And like, why does she know to pull it out? And just be like, I gotta be honest with you, if something felt like it was hammering from inside my chest to get out, I don't think checking with an X-ray wand would be on top thing on my list.
And be like, oh, I feel like there's
I wonder what that could
flowing
be.
through.
Oh, gosh darn it, all to heck.
You wouldn't want to know if you feel something and you have something that you wouldn't want to know?
I'm
I
hoping
think-
it's the tacos I ate, but let me just check.
That gordita.
Is that Taco Bell or is it a chest burster? I don't know.
Just gotta confirm here.
It's a very famous reality show in the future.
Yeah.
Taco Bell or chest burster.
That's how
Brought to you by
Wayland,
Wayland Utani.
yeah, that's how Wayland Utani made all their money. Is that one game show?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd watch it.
Yeah, 100%. All right, we were positive. Not to say we're gonna get negative with this movie, but we're just releasing the shackles, as it were.
Why would we?
Let's just talk about the obvious thing that anybody who watched this movie would talk about. What the fuck is up with Ian Holmes' face? Because like, it's not good,
No,
and they
my
use him a
God.
lot.
A
Yeah,
lot.
too much, one would
Yes,
say.
one would
Like,
say.
I remember when they did that with Grand Moff Tarkin
Yeah.
and with Leia, and we were like, I don't know about that. And you'd think that
that
technology would march on.
Yeah.
You look at that now, you're like,
Yeah, exactly.
Bravo.
It was like, oh wow, I miss Moff Tarkin so much.
I miss fully CGI Moff Tarkin.
Yeah.
That-
This like what happened? Like it felt like, I don't know if you guys ever watched like old anime where they were cheap out on animation and they would only animate part of the face. So like when they move their face like that, like just the bottom of the face move, that's the same thing that happened with Ian Holm here. I was like, how does that happen? Who looks at that CG and goes, no, yep, that's the one.
I feel bad for like the people that are like, imagine the director. They're like, we can do it. we can. He's like, okay, well, if not, we'll just make it a different android. No, we can do it. People are gonna love it.
Yeah.
Okay, I trust you, CGI company from Bangladesh. And then like he watches like, this was the final cut too. So like the first one, it must have been so awkward.
Wait, so you feel bad for the director? I feel bad for Ian Holm's family having to see that. That's what I feel bad for.
I get that if I don't know Ian Holm's family, y'all might be nice. I have no idea. But if you're willing to sell Ian Holm's face and likeness for the money you get out of it, I don't think you care that it's used in a
fair.
I will say
legitimate way.
Just to give a little kudos, but apparently the family, I mean, this might just be PR, but they were like, Ian Holm always wanted to do more Alien, and like he would wanted to be in this movie or whatever.
Meanwhile, Ian Holm
like
from
this.
the grave, not like this. Exactly.
yeah. Ian Holm's ghost ruining the CGI.
You know, like actually, not for me.
I read the script. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big like as you could tell, I did like a lot of this movie, but I was like into the movie up until that scene. I was like fully like it. Like I said, the vibe of that first planet and everything. I was like fully in. And when they turned over Ian Holm and he started talking, I did like a double take, like spit take if I was drinking something. It was that jarring.
Yeah.
And it's just,
I legit, like my jaw legit dropped. I was like, what the fuck?
It's so silly because it's not like Leia where like you can't have anyone else be Leia. Especially when they're like
other synthetics, right?
They have other synthetics, and it would have been a perfect opportunity to make like a new synthetic that would be interesting. You know, like another.
Why don't you just bring back Michael Fassbender? That would have been.
I was gonna say
that would have been fine. That would have been much better.
No, but like if they wanted it to be Rook, it didn't have to have the same face. It's just an android, right? It could have been another face with his personality. It's fine.
It would have been cool to see a new actor do something interesting. With the new android character, you know, and then you're like, at least you're like kind of like with him, you know, he's gonna be bad because he's like basically the same character as Ash from the original. So the whole thing is just like a weird choice that's not even needed, just for like the whole like, remember Ash? We have Ash. We have Ash at home.
Yeah, Ash at home. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Exactly what it felt like.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was rough.
It's one of these things where you're right, Spencer. I think they filmed it and they're like, it'll be fine. But once you've done all that work and you've relied on that character so heavily that if it came back the way it did, you just couldn't pull out. Like,
I mean, I feel like if they just used the person who was playing Ash's body, like it could, like just take out all the CGI and just use whatever actor they had.
See here.
Assuming it wasn't like a tennis ball with a dot
Daniel
on
it. Make it the tennis ball.
No, it was an actor named Daniel Betts was the head. He's known for this movie, War Machine, Allied, and Fury.
Yeah, he couldn't have been worse than melting like plastic, whatever the fuck it looked like. It was just It was frustrating because I liked a lot of the other parts of the movie, but that was like just took you so far. It did just take you out of the movie. It like took me out of my house.
Damn.
So far out.
Yeah, it was bad. I agree. It was I was like, I went into the movie without knowing what to expect, especially when the movie starts and it's not in it. Like, well, when it starts, it's that ship going in to pick up the, I don't know, fossilized xenomorph or whatever. Right. And I thought the movie was going to be in that ship, but then we get to the planet and I was like, oh, here's something new. Yeah. That would be interesting. Maybe the xenomorph is going to fucking destroy this whole colony. And I was in,
that'd be
like,
cool.
I was like, okay.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. At least that would have been different and cool. But then they're like, oh, they're going to be in this tiny ship. But I thought at first it's going to be in this tiny ship with the xenomorph.
It's one room.
It's going to be done in 20 minutes.
Imagine he's just like standing there awkwardly in between the five of them.
Yeah.
Like turned.
Yeah. But then when I saw the station and how big it was, I was like, okay, fine.
This is our setting.
They're going to wreak absolute havoc in this fucking station. and so they did.
It's true though.
But
That station, that like mining colony was a much cooler
setting, yeah.
place.
I
That
mean,
was like like one of my favorite parts was that whole opening.
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree. I liked it too.
I will say that we're shitting on this movie, but it obviously had a small budget. And yes, that CGI throws me off. But everything else they made, the choices they made, worked well for the limited budget
Yeah,
they had.
everything else looked great.
Yeah, and so they
Yeah.
did a great job with the
Well-
resources they had, and they made smart choices that, they were able to handle. Like, whatever they did on the CGI for Ian Holm's face, they certainly, as you pointed out, Luciano, that the final quarter of the movie when they're
Yeah, no, it's gorgeous. Yeah,
that all of that's gorgeous. All the CGI that work is fantastic. So, they did a great job overall. It just sucks that Ian Holm's face is so like show it once, have him talk, and then you can have him talk off screen for the rest of the time.
Yeah. Camera over the shoulder.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, if that's your result, like use the audio
yeah.
and have the shot from behind his head.
Hell, like just
You
make
know?
someone do a doodle of so like someone that looks like Ian Holm, and have him talk would be better than that.
I mean, they could have had him just on the radio for most of like the second half. He's on the radio,
Like a disembodied
and,
voice.
and like they keep cutting to him talking into a fucking like walkie-talkie, not a walkie-talkie, but he's like talking to the monitor.
PA. Or
And it's
whatever?
like,
Oh.
just don't cut to him.
You have to show him once because otherwise, if you never show him, people will also be annoyed. But you show him once, and then if it looks like that, you just don't. Or like, I think you could have pulled it out. Honestly, I think you could have. I mean, I guess you can use what's his face, Whalen Yutani, the guy who played Whalen Yutani in the Alien versus Predator. Was it Alien?
Jared,
versus Predator?
no, not Alien Predator that I
No,
know.
Guy Pearce?
No, you're talking about Bishop from Aliens, right?
Bishop. Yeah.
He's also
Is he
super
still
old.
alive?
They could have de-aged him. You know what they should have done? They should have gotten the guy who played Bilbo in the Bilbo movies, in the Hobbit movies.
Oh, Martin
Freeman.
Martin Freeman, yeah, just to be young Ian Holm. But it also doesn't make sense. Like, who is this for? The choice to have Ian Holm back? Like,
Good question.
like the new fans are not going to know who that is. Old fans are going to be like, he's dead.
That's disgraceful.
Disgraceful, and it looks bad. But also, in the original movie, nobody knew he was an android. So why would they have multiple
Yeah,
copies of this,
that was
like,
one of the big
secret
surprises.
Android?
Yeah.
It is. You're right. It's one of those callbacks, and this movie has a problem with it to some degree.
Yes.
It's a callback to a thing that's like you're trying to make it a thing and interesting, but it becomes just like a distraction. It's not the same vein, but it makes me think of Solo, where Han Solo's dice
Where'd you get your
in the
name?
Millennium Falcon are like something he carries around with him purposely, and it's just like, man, that could just be a thing in the
It
Millennium
could just
Falcon.
be dice.
Yeah,
just be
it
some
could
dice
just
he
be
has
somewhere
hanging
in the
up.
background where you go. Ooh, look at that. That's it.
Who are your
Like, it doesn't
people?
have to.
Yeah,
I'm alone.
The dice people. I mean, I'm alone. Sorry.
Oh,
But yeah, so it makes you feel a little bit like that when it's just like, hey, look, we paid for Ian Holm's face. That's just like,
Yeah,
you pay for
Why?
Ian
But
Holm's face, you
also-
use it.
but also, if you go to the things that they did that were new, aka the fucking Slender Man, then
Listen,
maybe
that's
the
just
choice of using old shit.
That's
is
just
not
like
that bad.
your opinion, man. I will
It's
say
It's fucking awful.
no.
Yes,
You are. You are.
that too. But
hey, this is a podcast where we talk to our audience about things. Instead of saying you're wrong, no, you are. Why don't one of you explain their position on Slender Man, and then the other one can rebuke, and then we're gonna have a discussion, maybe even including Chris if he's interested.
Listen.
okay, Slender Man sucks.
Listen. I'm not.
Show your work.
Lucia. No, I can show his work for him. Luciano's one of those people that he. As much as he complains about him retreating on the old stuff, the new stuff all of a sudden that's too different. It's not.
It's not because it's
safe.
different. It's just a bad idea.
No,
Well,
it's-
like okay, let me tell you what I just thought it was. And I know we're gonna get into this later, but like the whole thing with her getting like insta ready to pop, and then the baby growing to be like 35 years old with a mortgage in like 2 seconds is like I was already kind of stupid. But then I didn't like the visuals of it, because like the thing with the xenomorph is it is fucking scary. Like it's so we back before like the older movies where they're aliens. It's usually like humanoid shape, but they have eyes. They have like it's sort of a humanoid shape. The xenomorph is like you look at it and you go, okay, that's fucking alien. And that's fucking scary. And even like the chest burster, because it's small but it's creepy. The face hugger is super creepy, and obviously the main xenomorph is scary as hell. That thing was like stupid. It's not scary. It's not a cool design. It's just like a giant humanoid, like gray humanoid, like every other alien in every other franchise ever.
I thought it was creepy.
But it pees eggs out of its front butt.
Okay.
I thought it was creepy, and like the shot
What
where
a way!
the shot
What a
where
way to put it.
first of all it pees eggs out of its front butt, but also I thought it was creepy looking and like long and like slowly walking at him. I thought he kind of looked unique and weird, and like really off-putting. And the way that he's like trying to breastfeed kinda and like killing the mom was like fucking twisted.
I thought that was dumb too. Like the fact that
Yeah.
he knew
We
they were the
know.
mom. No, I'm serious. Like I thought when he was
dumb that he
getting
knew it was
close
his
to
mom.
her, that he didn't like. Okay, I'm not gonna kill this one human.
No, he did know.
Because then, yeah, and then he killed her anyway.
He was trying to breastfeed it and just didn't know what the fuck was going on.
I feel like you don't. If you breastfeed, you don't drink all the blood out of a person.
Yeah, you don't drink the blood from the shoulder.
You knew that when you were a 1 minute old giant monster.
I'm sorry,
Matt.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's part xenomorph. That was a 35-year-old man with probably back pain. Like, come on.
So Kay gives birth to Will Ferrell, and
Something like that.
Will Ferrell meets Sugar Bear high on honey crisps. The only interesting part of Slender Xenomorph was the back, and I didn't like it because it was gross, but I appreciated it because it was different. But it was still Will Ferrell. So everything we've just laid out, all the bullet points of mom, can I have some money for my light bill, mom? Just give it to me, mom.
You tell me if a naked Will Ferrell didn't appear right beside you, staring down you with a mouth agape, eyes like dark and blinded, you wouldn't be like terrified? Don't lie to me.
I thought it was creepy, but I didn't. I second the. I can't remember who said it just now, but like I wasn't fascinated by this design, much like I am and continue to be fascinated and more scared of the traditional xenomorph. Also, like even if we look at the previous Alien movie with like the engineers, they were scary.
Well, that's what this was.
Different way.
It was like an engineer. It had engineer features.
Sort of. And like I give them points for trying something different. Like Kay was already pregnant, xenomorph DNA accelerated it, but I just didn't like the outcome. Like they put it back in the oven. Like
I let it cook. Let it cook a little more.
I like that it was a practical monster, not just some CGI like monstrosity. I didn't want them to do like the Queen for the ending because that's an alien.
Sure.
Although this technically is the same idea as the alien in Resurrections, or is it Alien 3 that has the hybrid?
3.
I can't remember that one.
It's 3.
I'll
The one that killed the franchise.
Yeah. I will say, though, that was one of my nitpicks of the movie is that it's a... Let's just end this. I'm right about the Slender Man. Let's just move on from that. But
sure, you're right that you're wrong.
No, we're done. We've passed it.
Sure.
No, but that this movie, like we mentioned before, it like retreads a lot. Like really, when you look at this movie and step back, it's basically Alien 1, 2, and 3 all in one movie. Like the first third is Alien 1, and then once she gets like the guns and stuff, it becomes like Aliens, where she's shooting, and all of a sudden more aliens appear. right? And then it's like
So man, so like I remember thinking like, oh, because I thought, oh, there's a face hugger here, and then they pan out, and that I was like, holy, why do they have so many face huggers? And then when they're coming, they just keep coming at her.
They were strong, and they were strong too.
I don't know, 30
bursting
xenomorphs.
through
They're more.
Yeah.
but that was like clearly like aliens, and then the final act was Alien 3. Are we sure it's Alien 3 or Resurrections?
Well,
I
think it's
haven't
Alien 3.
watched Resurrection, so it has to be 3.
It's the one where
I haven't
like,
seen
her
3
baby
since
is
the 90s.
It's the one where her baby is like a hybrid human alien.
If I know anything, it was
Ripley
Alien.
throws herself into like a volcano. Or
It was
something.
Alien
lava.
3 because
It was
Alien
Alien
3
3, yeah.
is the David Fincher one. And
Alien 4 is
That-
like the quasi porno one.
that's David
What
Fincher
the
written all over. it.
fuck?
I don't know what that is, but what I do know is that when you add up all of, like, based on your equation and breakdown, Spencer, you've got Alien 1, 2, and 3. But then when we get to Will Ferrell hybrid, that's when it's Aliens versus Predator.
No, that's also Alien 3.
No, it's Alien 3.
The whole
Really?
hybrid thing.
yeah,
the hybrid.
The whole
Really?
hybrid thing is
Aliens
that's what
versus
I'm saying.
Predator was
No, Aliens
There's
versus
no way.
Predator.
It would have been cooler if a Predator showed up than Slender Man. If a
yeah.
Predator just popped out of her because they put
Surprise, bitch!
the Predators a cross between humans and xenomorphs. I would have been interested in that.
Holy shit! Can you imagine if they made that?
That would have had my
Actually,
fucking attention.
Predators are actually holy shit. That would have been something.
They would have been taking a risk there. Like,
I don't
there's
think they
some
own
kind of connection.
that franchise.
No,
Yeah,
maybe not.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been better if it
But I
was
would have been
E.T.
curious.
Yeah, ET pops out.
Yeah,
It's you know what it was for me, Spencer. It's not that the character design is good or bad. It's that I didn't care,
Yeah.
and
that's because you're a heartless monster.
it
It's
might
like
be true. But
if
I cared
because it was so
about
late,
everything.
right?
yeah, I cared about everything up until they got in the ship, and then when she had the egg and the egg burst out, and it was Slender Man, and like everything after that, I was just like, I don't know what it was or what should have
Okay.
happened, but it was just like, oh, okay, Slender Man's here, interesting. So she has to get away from another alien. Okay, great. It's
I did not love the opening the thing to have the alien sucked out again, which seems to just happen over and over and over again.
Well, to your point, again, Alien 1.
Yeah.
They even say they say it twice in the movie. Oh, she managed to escape by shooting it or like booting it out of the airlock.
Yeah.
Right. Even the scene with her putting on the spacesuit
yeah.
and walking around, it was like kind of like
Those-
reminiscent to Ripley putting on the
That would be my
battle
like.
Mac or whatever.
Honestly, that's like my big critique of this movie is everything that it rehashes. I don't like as much, but all like the
Yeah.
original stuff they did, I liked way more. Like I wish they would just do their own thing without being like, remember, like the "get away from you, her bitch, you bitch" line was one of the most out of place things I've ever seen.
Really?
yeah.
Well, do you know that line is from Aliens, right, Chris?
Oh no, I didn't remember.
So
that
that's
at all.
why you can enjoy
It's
it.
been so. It was a long time.
That's the
That's why
other
you can
most
enjoy
famous.
it.
That's the most famous line from the
Yeah.
Alien movies, and the way he
Wait,
says it too is like
Ripley
he's-
says it.
Yeah, Ripley says it to the
when
alien
she's in the
queen.
EXO?
Yeah, get away
Got
from me,
it.
you bitch. But the android says it in this, and he's like almost like unsure, like why he's saying it. He's like, get away from you, bitch.
Yeah.
Like almost like looking at the camera, being like,
Did I say
"What?"
that
At least we didn't get that stupid Bjorn character saying "Game over, man."
that would have been.
'Cause
Great.
that's all that was missing.
You shit the fuck.
Like-
Like, you say Bjorn?
Yeah,
That was
his
the name of the
That's
asshole
the name
boyfriend.
of the. I fucking.
I
I,
believe.
like
in this movie.
One
You're
of
talking
the
about Hudson.
first things. No. One of the first things I wrote down was I fucking hope Bjorn dies first because the guy's a
They
dick.
set him up. They set him up for that. Like
His
you gotta
real
have
life-
one.
His real life name is Spike Fern, which I don't know if it's any better than. Think
No,
Beyond, but,
like it would, either name would have been fine, like same level of fine, I guess.
I would have liked a more
Yeah.
modern, like a video game reference than Game Over. The disc wasn't
GG.
saved, man.
GG, man.
It's GG, man. It's GG.
I would have appreciated if like the Xenomorph killed someone and went GG easy. and just left it at that.
GG, easy dubs.
Just holds up a sign.
Poggers.
Or, and like teabags one of them or something.
Yeah.
That's
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 the
the
alien
way.
that I want.
Yeah, that's
I
the
want an
way that
alien
the
with some
alien should have
personality.
killed.
That's the
Should have
alien
killed
we
the Ord.
need.
Instead of leaking the
No.
acid blood out of the pod, just come down and teabag his face
Just
with
that.
acid.
find out that his junk also has a mini junk inside of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah,
thought
you thought
that-
I was gonna tell you? Nah, son. Nah. Aliens. No Stromo. No Stromo. Teabag.
I'm your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm your dad.
Poggers.
Yeah.
Let's dive into plot holes here.
Skibbity toilet.
There's only one plot hole that we could find in this movie, and it's not small. How does technology work in the Alienverse? And
Oh God.
I ask because there are times where they're able to synthesize a new blood element out of the juices inside of a xenomorph.
Right.
And then there's other times where a bunch of kids can take a spacefaring vessel up to a Weyland-Yutani space station and clown around on it for 5 hours and no one knows anything about what's happening.
They knew. Everybody was dead on that ship.
Who knew?
The company?
Everybody was dead on the station. What about everybody from Weyland-Yutani in the fucking planet?
They were all the ships were like months away.
Yeah.
Right, but so you're telling me that they have a planet full of slaves
Yes.
and no oversight, and the slaves just accept it.
No, they have oversight. It's just they don't have the equipment to go to a spaceship in their orbit.
So if that's the case, though, then like, why haven't any of the other like slave employees bothered to wrestle control from these
Yeah.
kids before? I wonder.
What kids? The main characters?
Yeah, let's call them the after school crew. Like
Okay.
Oh no,
So
the
why
Breakfast Club.
Why
if
did the
you will.
the
slave?
Breakfast Club.
Why did the slaves take over the Breakfast Club?
Why didn't someone else steal? Like, why didn't any adults steal that ship to go anywhere else?
Because you can't go anywhere without fucking
But
cryo
you have-
juice.
But you can take
Can
over.
we take a pause here for a second?
Sure.
The purpose of a plot hole is to all agree on the plot hole in the movie and discuss the plot hole and how we can fix it. Currently, we have one member disagreeing with the plot hole. Is it a plot hole? We probably should have had this conversation before we started recording. Because if you're not on board, we can't have the conversation.
No,
the standard way we do it.
sometimes we debate it a little.
The first thing we've done on this plot hole is instantly debate it. It feels
Alright,
like
fine. I'll just go
like-
along.
you don't have to go along, but if you don't think it's a plot hole, why are we talking about it as a plot hole?
Because I thought it was a fun debate.
Technology.
But we can debate. I can go along. It's fine.
It's not about going along, it's about establishing the plot point as being true before we debate it. Does that make more sense?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Do we want to start over, or how do we want to?
Whatever you guys want.
Doesn't matter to me. You can just go.
How did we get here? I thought we were flowing, but it's okay. Okay.
If we're fine with it, I'll just delete all this conversation. We can continue. It just felt like we were not discussing a plot hole. We were.
Take it from the top again. I think we were okay.
Well, if you're okay, then I'm not taking it from the top. Just continue.
Okay.
I'm happy with being wrong. It just is. We've never done it this way
Usually
before.
we agree on the plot hole and then we
Yeah.
discuss why it's a plot hole and then how we fix it, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we got
Yeah.
we got
And it's fine. If we want to do it a different way, I have no problem with that.
okay.
Let's just go with it and see how it plays out.
So plot hole was technology. What's the deal with it?
Well, you guys were in a debate over.
The slaves
Your
What would happen?
argument was that
Yeah.
somebody else would have done something to either escape or not escape or track them escaping. And Spencer's reverse argument was that there was nowhere to go if you escaped. So, why would you escape? That's where you left it at. So whoever wants to pick up a point, I'll stitch it together.
I'll pick it up.
After
Okay.
cryo juice.
So
Yeah,
the
basically.
problem is not, it's like, sure, they can't escape without cryo juice. I don't know why we have to use the word juice. It's almost as bad as moist.
The juice is loose.
Okay, fine.
The juice.
The cryo thing, but if they have a planet full of people who are basically indentured servants, which they are, and then so you can go, oh, I've worked my 12,000 hours, and you go to the fucking DMV, and the DMV lady goes, fuck you, haha, 24. Like, no, like that's clearly an abusive situation. But if there's nobody there to police it, to hold it, there's a bunch of people there. How come they haven't just taken over the planet if Weyland-Yutani is not doing anything? That was my thing. When I was watching the movie, I was like, surely there's going to be part of this where it's going to be them tricking somebody or having to like steal some sort of credentials or whatever to get into that ship. No, they just walk into the ship and fucking go.
And they
I was like,
off.
how the fuck does that work?
They did have an all-access robot.
Well, fair. They needed to get into the station, right?
I mean, that in itself is a plot hole. Anyone with an android has full access to any ship.
Any Weyland-Yutani property had full access to what arguably is a secret military installation.
I mean, that was a privately owned android.
They only didn't have access to a single place only when it locked down from inside, because he could get in, he just couldn't get out.
Didn't they say they found him in the garbage?
Yes. It was decommissioned or something like that?
Yeah,
decommissioned, but still in full access.
Potato.
Yeah, Rain's dad rewrote his programming to do whatever best for Rain.
So that's the equivalent.
And tell dad jokes.
That's the equivalent of like an ex-Pentagon worker like throwing his like key card in the garbage and then being like, we don't need to change the codes.
Yeah.
And then somebody else being like, oh, that's a perfect size card to put my face on for a picture, so I'm going to use it as a picture holder.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And I privately own this key card.
Now it's mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, so I think it's, to me, it is not that any of these things individually, like you're allowed to create this world where things are, you can just state a thing and it's true because we're giving you that ability as the movie watchers. But when you start to stack so many of them on top of each other, it's just like, did you think about this at all? Like, do you care?
And when it's not internally consistent, that's what, like, the problem isn't things being like, far out of like reality necessarily. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to watch anything that's fantasy has magic. But it has to be internally consistent. Like, if Weyland-Yutani is as big a company as it is, where you can own a fucking planet and all of that stuff, wouldn't they be better at doing this? They all fear the company, right? They're all like, oh, we're going to be fucked if they find it, blah, blah, blah. But nothing actually happens in any, like, they don't get a signal that someone is coming after them. They don't, like, nothing happens, right? So it's not internally consistent.
I have to ask you a question.
Uh-oh.
It feels
I know
like
where this is going.
This isn't so much about how technology works. But you're just mad at the movie in general. Because you really haven't mentioned much technology. You're just mad that the planet hasn't revolted.
Yes.
Is it because you're a tall, skinny, pale white guy? And you took personal outrage at the Slender Man?
How dare they depict my likeness and physicality?
No, I'm just mad they didn't rise against the bourgeoisie is what I'm saying.
Why don't listen? There's one part of the technology you mentioned in the pre-show. Maybe you should talk about it now. How Ian Holm was going to remotely pilot that ship is beyond me.
Yeah, it's like no. I'll fly you. I'm in this. I'm half of an android in
half of a ship.
Yeah, in half of a station. Half of a station that's going into a fucking asteroid belt. I'll fly you.
I got
9 years to fucking Ivaga. That's gonna be fine.
I'm an uncooked waffle, and I see that you've just entered my establishment, my brunch establishment. Have a seat. I'm gonna cook you a AAA Michelin star brunch breakfast.
Yeah, no.
I'm half a
waffle
waffle.
cooking?
I'm half a waffle, and I got you.
Yeah, it's weird. Like that whole and we were talking about this in the pre-show. It was like, oh, maybe he transferred his consciousness to the ship. No, he didn't, because they could turn him off, and he got fucked when they turned him off.
He was like, "I'm so glad to see you made it." No.
What are you doing? Yeah. So that's not the only problem. that I have. Should we do just a quick? I'm actually here.
It
my God.
feels.
Is this the time?
No one respect the podcast. It's fine.
No.
Go ahead. Clearly, no one does.
So I just wanted to say this is something that is actually in line with other stuff we were saying, the rehash of things. But like, you go into an alien movie, you know that the xenomorphs make no fucking sense. Like in about 2 hours, even the first movie takes a long time. Like the facehugger is on that. I don't remember the character's name, but it was on their face for a long time before it actually got enough DNA juice to make a chest burst.
Why is
I don't know how
everything
that works.
juice?
I know.
The
And-
juice is loose.
And like that that chest burster goes from like a, I don't know, like a pincher, like a corgi sized thing to like a fucking xenomorph in the span of a few minutes. So we know that, but like in this case, they took the xenomorph out of Navarro's face pretty quickly. And we're like, I give it a 60-40 chance. It was like, come on, dude, this is an alien movie. It's 100% chance she has a fucking thing in there. But I thought it was like, oh, here's going to be where it's going to be different. They're going to leave it there for a lot longer because it has to cook for a lot longer. And then it's going to burst where, like, in the worst possible moment. I was like, this is clever. Nope. Immediately fucking burst. Done.
Well, maybe that facehugger was a little excited and it happened a little faster than normal.
It was his first time.
It's a compliment.
He hasn't experienced it before.
You know,
Are you saying
I think-
it was suffering from premature incubation? Is that what you're saying?
It happens to
The best of us.
all
know,
the face huggers.
let us,
Instead of people.
don't shame. Don't.
No,
incubate shame.
it's a medical condition. I'm not shaming anyone.
Okay.
I think most women would be actually flattered.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree.
Right. Do you suffer from
Are you-
premature incubation?
Hold on. Are you saying Navarro should be flattered
I mean,
that you got bursted early?
not every woman gets a guy. I mean, alien, not a guy, an alien to burst early. Okay,
Fair, that's fair. No, yeah.
Hi.
Something special about her.
My
It
name
was
is
a- it was a
Facehugger
connection.
1, and I'm not only the president, but I'm also a client.
Anyway, what I was saying is like all of it happens too fast.
that's what she said.
That is what she said. Yeah, and she had X-ray evidence that it happened too fast. But it's like the thing burst out a lot smaller than usually is. Suddenly it was
Yeah, that's what she said.
I know. And then
They couldn't.
but then suddenly it was fully grown and fully hard.
Oh wow!
Wait, what?
But
This-
but like the worst for me was at the end when Kay injects herself
Why?
with the
By the
fucking
way, but go on.
the fucking xenomorph booster shot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Right?
want to touch anything in that entire facility with a
Yeah.
10 pole while wearing
She's-
a giant suit.
Yeah,
Correct.
exactly. And she injects herself, and it was like, oh, it's gonna mutate, and she's gonna become some sort of a hybrid. No, she just got like ready to burst, like from like 2 months pregnant, I guess, to like 11 months pregnant.
To-
That's what
to-
it looked like.
To Will Ferrell pregnant.
Yeah, yes. To Arnie pregnant. There you go.
And
Yes.
was Slenderman
Yeah.
born that big?
No, it was
No.
born like a little baby inside the
baby.
cocoon, and then
Oh,
it
yeah.
grew to like
That's right.
Old
you know,
school
Phil-
Will Ferrell.
Phil
running down the
Hartman
streets.
proportions.
That's right. Phil
Right?
Hartman. Okay.
In, like-
yes.
20 minutes, not even.
Less.
And all of
Yes.
this is to say, I understand that Alien doesn't care about the law of conservation of energy, but come on. It's like it's too much for me to believe. Even within the Alien.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that that's probably a little bit. Everything happened a little bit too fast. Like they could have just had space in between. You know, like in the original
Yeah,
Alien
yeah.
movie, they just cut and then it's like the guy's on the table, you know,
Yeah.
and you're like, you don't know how long it's been.
Now, a lot of things could have started happening. Like she could have injected herself with the thing way earlier,
True.
right?
I mean, the whole injection thing is probably one of the stupidest parts of the whole
Bonkers.
It
movie.
is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
even the scene where they find the vial, like it could save your life or something
no,
else.
like the way Ian Holmes says it, he's like humans share 25% of DNA with rats, and it worked on the rat.
Like,
Like,
that's not a good
what?
number.
Exactly.
And if you look 10 feet to your left, you'll see a rat cage exploded with black
Yeah.
goo. Like they didn't even look around. I mean, there's a table.
Despite all my chances, I'm still just
And
a failed
actually,
experiment.
this goes to a point, and I know we're kind of going all over the place here, but this goes to a point where something you mentioned in the pre-show, Matt, which is everybody in this fucking thing is so dumb,
Except Andy.
and like not just dumb, but they're all equally dumb. Like they all make dumb decisions. I feel like he's just bitching about this movie now.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this was we become Luciano's diary.
Just put the garnish on, man. You've come this far, man. It's game over, man.
There you go.
I don't agree they're all so dumb. I mean, like, what are you going to do? A lot of the situations there kind of didn't have many choices. Except for the injection into the thing there. That was dumb.
Very dumb.
Everything Banjo did was dumb.
Banjo.
Sorry, Bjorn. My bad.
Banjo.
No, it's Banjo now. It's Banjo now.
Put respect on his character's name. His name is Banjo.
What did Banjo
Why?
do that was so dumb?
Why would you stick
Everything.
a cow prod into an alien pod and think that was going to solve the problem?
Well,
Yeah.
because he used the shock prod on the face hugger and it worked.
Yeah, but
It's not a giant wall vagina, I know.
it's not.
Giant wall vagina.
Correct.
Yeah, no, it is what you called it. It is what it is.
I called it like I sees it, okay?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like on a thing that you've seen jump into your friend's face,
Girlfriend.
very excitedly incubate her.
Yeah.
Normal, everybody. It happens to everyone.
Yeah.
And then have something burst out of her. You're like, this tiny little electrical thing, which shocked the tiny little face jumper, definitely going to take care of whatever is in this wall vagina. Like listen, he might be a dumb character, but that doesn't take effect away from the fact that he is dumber than a dumb character.
I mean, you say that, but what if it worked? Then he'd be a hero.
At the same time,
Yeah,
like,
what if my grandma had wheels? She'd be a bicycle.
I knew
Like,
you were
that
going to
doesn't
say
matter.
that before you said it. Son of a bitch. I just got bicycle live on air.
You played yourself.
you sir,
I mean-
sir, gentlemen are and a scholar. Oh my god. Like when shit starts to go south and you survive, you like a bunch of critters like bum rush you and you get out of that room and you get out of that like first section. And one of your crew gets face hugged. I don't care what else is happening. If we can help that person, great. But like, mission is over. The mission is over. I'm not gonna
Game
waste
over,
time.
man. Game over.
Survival priority 1. No, we can still get the stuff. Yeah, but like, we're being chased, bro. Like, no. I will see you on the ship. I am locking this ship down.
It is.
Period.
So here's the thing. It's not that one person does this, because that's fine.
It's that
Everyone should
all
be able
of
to
them do
react
it.
differently. It's that the movie says humans are crazy, irrational creatures, and synthetics are sociopathic, unemotional monsters.
Yeah. Yeah.
And those
And
are the only two
extremely
characters.
tactical.
Where
Yeah.
were you built, Luciano?
In either place, because there's a hybrid going on, but
Okay.
it is stupid.
Just all
And
track.
something that you said, Chris, in the beginning that you liked, like the dynamic between Andy and Rain.
And Rain, yeah.
And I liked the fact that he like changed personality completely when he got the
chip
like
upgrade.
the upgrade DVD there.
Yeah.
But like I hated the fact that he went back to being exactly the same as he was before, just because he took it they took it away and he was like the same character again.
And that's why the plot hole was how does technology work.
Nicely done.
Oh,
Great
you
job,
give us enough
everybody.
time. You give us enough time.
I mean, that just
Yeah.
shows he's just a computer. He's just a computer.
Yeah.
As he says, like, oh, I got a much overdue AI upgrade,
Didn't he
But, like,
download
is it-
an upgrade?
conditional to having the thing installed. That doesn't make
I
any
think
sense.
that's what happened. Yeah.
He stood around and downloaded, right? And that's why they were trying to
It's
like
a very
Yeah.
analog future,
Well,
boys. You
No,
gotta
but-
keep it plugged into the router.
Also on the technology front, Why? What was it that she was doing every time he glitched? Was she winding him? Is she a wind-up toy?
Yeah, that's the hard reset. She's like, what? Oh,
You gotta blow on it. You gotta blow on it.
Now that we're on technology, how does cryogenics keep a synthetic alive?
That's a good question.
How does synthetic die?
How does your computer die?
Well, Rook survived, air quotes, half of him.
Sure.
Half he waffled halfly, and
What's with you and why are you hungry?
Have you eaten? Yeah, did you eat waffles this morning?
listen, my electrolytes are really low right now, and what I'm channeling is waffles right
I
now.
need
So
I'm
I need
drinking
some
a
protein.
dangerously low amount of syrup.
There
this
he
morning.
was, Yin home. There he was, waffling, maple syrup dripping off of him.
Yeah.
You get,
Remember
you
that-
get some
Maybe
useless.
some side bacon or some
Yeah,
sausage.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
The next time we record, it should be inside of a Denny's. Let's get some muesli and Melba toast going.
Remember when Bjorn got melted by that hot syrup?
Yeah, it
mean
was
banjo?
green.
Sorry, banjo.
Yeah.
Acid power.
Nice.
Technology, the corridor with gravity, and in order to like get through, that was pretty sick.
What?
Did you just
what a
fucking play
sequitur.
like Cards Against
Humanity?
Humanity? You just pulled out
Okay.
words and put them together.
Cards Against Xenomorphs.
Hey,
Cards
hey.
Against Xenomorphs.
Hey, that mining scene, pretty cool.
Pretty,
See?
I'm just saying.
pretty cool.
Pretty interesting.
No, but
Speaking of technology, that auto aiming
that's
gun.
something we
pretty
can,
good.
good.
like, a lot of this movie suffers from this, is some good ideas. You can see that there were some good ideas, but they felt the need to go back and make references to the old movies. Like that idea of like turning the gravity off, shooting people with the super high tech gun that apparently, that there's technology for that.
Yes.
But not
And then-
HDTVs.
Go through the like dodging, like doing like a little
acid.
bit of a platformer
Yes.
action with the
Yes.
acid. That was a pretty good idea. The freezing the tail of the facehugger to try and get it off from
Smart ideas.
Like all things that like I thought in the beginning when that happened, I thought they were gonna juxtapose like, okay, it is similar, but here's a different group of people dealing with this in a
Differently.
different. Nope, same fucking shit.
I do think that they shouldn't have gotten a Ripley kind of clone. That's like a little too.
I
on
mean,
the
they
nose.
try to make Rain be kind of a little bit like Ripley at the end.
Totally.
No, they did. That's what I'm saying. And then she even has like the tank top at the end with the gun. And I'm like, guys, we can have new ideas. It's
Yeah.
okay. It's
Yeah.
okay.
You
do
already
different
have
things.
Alien in the name of the movie. You
Yeah.
don't have to keep
Alien-
reminding us what it is.
The movie Alien exists, and it's not going
Yeah.
anywhere. You know that it's the universe is cool. Let's have like a different. Like
Yeah.
I like the theme of having a female character because like that was a
Sure.
big cool thing about the original. Could be a
Yeah,
different
especially
woman.
back then.
Could be like a completely different woman who's not
Yep.
doesn't look at all like Ripley. Doesn't have like an homage where she's wearing the same outfits and
Yeah.
that stuff is like too on the nose.
Where
On
she's
the
like
nose.
ready to go into hibernation, but then she has to go into some sort of like a huge suit to escape the alien and then blow it out of the airlock again.
Technically, he jumped out the airlock. I think.
Yeah. I did like the die motherfucker part because it was very cathartic at the end.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Much like the I'll keep that to myself. But I think the best way to subvert, again, like plus oneing your point, Luciano, of like good ideas, some executed well, some not so executed, was again upgraded Andy.
Yeah.
When
It
he
was
was
a
going,
good idea.
all that whole section, that whole chapter, because like we got another. I was here for it. So when they're in the lab and they're like looking at the vials and shit like that, and Andy's like, do you know how to use this gun? And then the guy, whatever his name is, Tex or whatever the fuck his name was, and then he's like, yeah, I know how to use it.
Chad.
To use it, and he gives Chad, and then Andy's like, all right, here you go, but you can't fucking use it because their blood is acid and we'll all die. Hull breach. I'm like, you just 180'd on him. I love it. And then when they were trying to get through, when they had that chase scene from the face huggers, and then they're all like, "Dude, you almost trapped us in there with the face huggers." He's like, "But I didn't. I calculated it."
No, but that goes back to,
Bruv.
to Matt's point. That
Calculated,
goes back to
bruv.
Matt's point.
Yeah.
He's like, he got the upgrade and he immediately became a raging asshole.
Yeah.
Like, there's not like, why? It doesn't have to be that way.
No, but I like that because he was the program that he upgraded himself with was obviously
It changed
like
him.
not corrupted, but it was like its main
Over influencing.
Yeah, but
its
that
main purpose
makes,
was to make him be like pro for the company, right?
that's fine. But like that makes the way that Rook is be like uninteresting because it's not that he's an asshole; it's just his programming.
Well, yeah,
Like-
that's all the androids. You
No,
think
but it
androids are
shouldn't
real
be.
people?
It's yes.
They're not data.
Androids are people. Don't be like that. No, like honestly, like in the first movie, until you discover that Ash is an android, you believe he's human. There's no indication, right? It's like I understood. I've always understood that the synthetics have their own personalities.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they
Yeah.
definitely infer that with Bishop in Aliens,
Yeah,
that he's actually a good
Right.
android.
exactly. So like I understand there being some override thing, like changing the prime directive. That was fine, but like he was like, no, I timed it perfectly. I knew it. Like, shut up! You were being a dick.
Maybe he did time it perfectly.
I kind
No,
of
he
believed him. I believed him.
I didn't believe
And
him
he
at all.
overcame
for a
the program.
second.
He overcame the program and turned it good in the end.
Listen, as much as I've enjoyed Luciano hijacking the podcast for half an hour to talk about whatever the fuck he wants to talk about,
Yeah, what the hell? I feel like I'm in a
Hey, we
fucking-
brought it back to technology eventually.
fucking barely, and you fucking steamed right through that back out the fucking porthole.
You see? You see? Back with the waffle vengeance. Gavel!
I think that it might be the time to ask some fun questions about this movie.
All right.
Because I think there's some things we don't understand about the characters, their motivations, things that are happening in the movie, and I think by answering them, we might clear things up. So, really simple one, I think. First, how do aliens reproduce actually? Because the movie shows us 25, maybe 30 minutes tops. Start to end, xenomorph. But what goes on in there? How does that all?
What comes
Yeah.
first, the xenomorph or the face hugger?
That's a great question.
That is a great question.
Answer it.
Can't.
It's like the chicken or the
coward.
egg. It's the chicken or the egg.
Answer, you coward.
Well, see, this is where it gets all confusing
Oh.
because the queen lays the eggs
Mm-hmm.
that make the face huggers
Right.
that then face hug the people,
Right.
prematurely incubate them,
Mhm.
which then makes the xenomorph. But
Obviously.
then what makes the queen?
How does the queen get born? Yeah.
Well, like I'm gonna apply bee law to this and say, however bees do it, xenomorphs do it. So we
That's
can
fair.
move on.
That's fair. So they dance.
I believe it's a rain dance where they sacrifice one of the bees to the bee gods. They drink that blood, and then of the blood drinkers, it's a big old blood orgy, and then somebody bursts the queen.
Is that what bees do?
Yeah,
Obviously.
look it up.
Look it up, man.
That's exactly like the Jerry Seinfeld B movie
we
I
all-
watched.
And, we all watched Beekeeper. He explains how it works in there.
Indeed.
I love my bees. I love my goddamn
I
bees.
love my bees because
I
they
love my
bathe-
blood orgies.
Yeah, they bathe in blood. That's why I love my bees.
You'll buy them blood like my bees.
I told you to stop fucking talking.
Anyway, so that's how
That
bees
bee's a
reproduce.
feet bug.
Yeah.
But I'm
Covered
curious
that.
about aliens.
Yeah, so I think that when a alien queen
And a mummy and,
And-
xenomorph
and
and,
a-
a
and a
daddy
daddy
xenomorph love each other very
alien.
much.
no, I think the aliens can become face huggers. That's my
Oh,
theory.
almost like Benjamin Button?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No, like,
Yes, except no.
Like, imagine
no,
like
different
when
direction.
they die, their body creates like spores that then like become the egg sacs.
Oh.
Like
The
they're
xenomorphs
the
or
perfect
the
weapon.
face huggers?
The
or the
xenomorphs.
queens?
I like to think the queen. I mean, between you and me, Ridley Scott hated the queen. idea. So in his original lore, there was no queen.
Oh.
I think they were like asexual, like
Yeah, the
Auto-
reproduction. I mean, we're not supposed to be answering this in canon, but yeah.
I'll put you in a cannon.
Oh, maybe that's how they reproduce, by putting each other in a cannon.
Just Kith. Kith?
Kith,
The
Kith.
alien.
Yeah.
Kith.
They shoot their cannons into Kiev, and you get face
Or
huggers.
maybe what happened is what we saw with the Slenderman. They shoot eggs from their front butt, but just the xenomorphs have different types of front butts.
Some are
that's how they
flat,
do it.
some are bubbly, some are
Yeah.
dummy thick.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'll allow it. Moving on. We all watched the opening of this movie where they're on a. I love this about sci-fi. The entire planet's dedicated to mining for reasons.
Of course. Mining what? Nobody knows.
That's metals, things you need.
Metals.
And other things. They could be
Buttermilk.
mining. They could be mining food for all we know. We don't know how mining works in the future.
See?
Pepsi.
Sacks of grain, perhaps. And so it's obvious from this that Walmart was successful in their buyout of the Weyland-Yutani Corporation. I just want to know how Walmart got that deal done.
Oh.
Well, in the franchise wars of the
Are we
late
talking Demolition Man now?
21st century,
Yes.
Yes.
Sure, that's
Walmart, after
And Best
acquiring
Buy.
Amazon,
Yeah. Oh.
decided
Obviously.
it needed
I mean,
to
the
take.
Slender Man does look like Jeff Bezos.
I'm just saying,
I can read that here.
and they have slave labor. They didn't get that from anywhere.
Oof. Oof.
And after acquiring Amazon, they thought, is there any other companies that use slave labor?
Who else can we make bean bottles?
And they're like, well, with the advancement of AI, I'd like to acquire this company that makes these androids that you can make into slaves without even having to give them food. That'll increase our profits by 0.00072%.
I think it really started as an idea from some VP of something where they said, we are paying the greeters way too much money. Can we have some sort of synthetic humanoid be greeters so we don't have to pay them?
It's good because the greeters die way too fast.
Yeah.
You have to train new greeters. So if you just got, Android
That's
greeters,
loss
then
of time.
Yeah.
And then
you don't
one
have
of
to
the
train
other
anymore.
and then one
They
of
don't
the,
need vacation.
Yeah.
one of the other VPs said, "Can I get one for my new wife?" I was there.
And that's how Spencer met his wife.
Synthetic android. She's here with me now.
Oh,
Don't
that
worry.
took a turn.
Her mouth's always open because she's shocked.
Hope she doesn't listen. I think that's exactly how it happened, word for word. I don't think we need to go too much further into that. So let's
Well, I think that was pretty clear.
ask a
Walmart
different
power.
I
question.
think that's how it was filed in the FCC.
Yeah, I would assume. Different question. What do you think a xenomorph's perfect Sunday is?
Sunday the ice cream or the
Yes,
day?
you pick what you want. I ask the
okay.
questions. I don't explain them.
Clearly.
Every xenomorph is a unique snowflake, and no matter, I think each xenomorph has an innermost yearning to seek out and explore the environment from which it inhabits. And so, if it's on a space station, I think every now and then a xenomorph is going to look for some way to find a lawn chair and put it out on the hull of that spacecraft and just wonder what's out there. You know,
Do you think that when they talk to each other they use the big mouth or the small mouth?
I think it's a small mouth because that's
They have like
where,
a tiny voice.
because everyone's expecting not other xenomorphs, but other life forms, when they observe the xenomorphs have to put on this mask and be like, "Grr, don't talk to me." But
right.
they really want to say, you know what? I think I should think about going back to orthodontics.
That's where the true feelings come from.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
The
If you
big
stop
mouth
and
is
listen.
rage. but,
Every time the little mouth comes out,
Yeah.
it's
It really
like
wants to
everybody
talk.
gets scary, but they want
They're like,
all they
"Come
want is
on!"
some human connection.
Yeah.
Maybe they want a
Everyone
little.
reacts.
Maybe they want a little kiss.
Maybe everyone reacts with the rage, and that's their default, right? Like it's like if you come at me with rage, I'm gonna come back at you with rage, small, and then but like if you say, you know what, are you happy?
the other problem is that it's
No.
you know how humans have this habit when like someone doesn't speak their language, like we raise our voices.
Yeah.
I think xenomorphs honestly are just trying to like talk to humans, and they're raising their voice, but because they speak xenomorph and not English or whatever,
Right.
it's just lost in translation.
And then they're like, they can't hear me. I have to say it inside their heads.
No,
Yeah.
you know what it also is. You know how there's some languages that use different sounds like clicks.
Yeah.
They use small mouth bumps
Yeah.
when they talk. It's not their fault that our skulls are too
Yeah.
flimsy to take it.
Little nuzzle, little kiss, little
Yeah,
smash
did you
to your
want to say hello? Did you just want to say hello?
Have you heard of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
If you put
Oh man, can you imagine a xenomorph Jehovah's Witness?
So
What a fucking hell!
So if I understand,
Yeah.
they spend their Sundays going around trying to convert
They have
humans.
they
Well,
put
Sunday's
on
the day of
like
rest.
they
So,
put on like a short
fair.
sleeve shirt,
Yeah,
like a button up short sleeve shirt that says Elder Xenomorph,
yeah.
and they go door to door. Yeah, I think I found it.
Jedediah Moore, let us turn the page.
Jedediah Moore.
Let's turn the page while we're on the bridge of the Nostromo and turn our pages to Isaacson number Nostromo page 77B-4. What does the manual say? Well, Jedediah, I didn't read it because you don't listen to me. You never listen to me.
Oh, I'm getting deep into this culture.
Yeah,
And Jesus Morph said unto him,
Engage.
you are all my face huggers, and I'm your face.
What? My brain. The equation.
you can't call them face huggers is a slur.
Oh, yeah.
You can't call them that.
I-
They're taking the word back.
That was
but
tasteless.
You can
That's
use it.
their word.
Yeah, that's their word.
Why would you just accept me for me? Don't put me.
So I think we answered that question, Matt.
Well, I mean, the only good question left is, what if the xenomorphs are right and their Jehovah Xeno God is the only one true God, and we're just not listening? What
I mean,
then?
that's on
I
us.
ask you.
That's on us. Yeah,
That's on us.
Not being open minded. They even try to open our minds for us with their little mouths.
Yeah. If only we'd
And,
listen or
yeah.
hold up to the little mouth pounding into our face.
Yeah.
Mouth pound.
Mouth pounding.
Well,
And
we are all
it's-
wordsmiths today.
It's tough. It's tough love. It's
And
tough
when,
love.
when the
professional.
xenomorph lies down in its lawn chair that you brought up, Chris, does it have a hole
Yeah.
for the back of its head to go into?
Well, they have to shape it and sculpt it because you know deep down, all xenomorphs want to do is sculpt and create things that are close to clay. But that thing that like you have hard ship, for example, that's metal. They've got to use their acid. Like they suffer for their art, so they got to use
all
the acid
xenomorphs.
to
All
shape it and
That's
then
not,
put their head
What do you
fit.
mean all xenomorphs?
This
this
is
you
what,
people.
Spencer. This is what Jehovamorph wants,
Yeah.
and so they're honoring Jehovamorph.
Listen, if that's what he wants. That's what
So
he gets.
I think their chairs like because that head must be heavy to carry around all
that's
day.
exhausting.
So I
They're
think
tired.
the headrest is like horizontal, so they can lean on it, and there's a
Maybe
little
they
hole
just
for the
turn their
tail
head and just
as
go
well.
like this way. Because you never we only see them when they're about that action. Like to your point,
Yeah.
thank you, Matt. Like they have to take a break at some point, and I think they like to stargaze. I think they like to sculpt.
You think they take that like that part of the back of the head is actually like a helmet? They just take it off?
You
and-
know,
and-
I think you're right.
It's like
I
a
think-
status symbol. The larger
Yeah.
it is,
Like a crown or something like that?
Yeah.
And they
Big
hang
as
it.
better.
They got home. Whew, that was heavy today.
And you know what? You know what their real heads look like?
don't do it.
Don't do it. Did it look like waffles?
What, Chris?
Oh no.
Don't do it.
Buttermilk biscuits.
Yeah, of course.
Every
Of course.
day we
Yeah.
strive further from Jehovah God's light.
From yeah.
Sorry, Jehovamorph. Sorry,
This is why
Jehovamorph's light.
This is why Jehovamorph abandoned us.
This is why
is-
Jehovamorph died for our sins.
You did. I think we've nailed this question somewhere in that muddled mess.
We
To a
baked
cross. We nailed it to a cross, some would say.
Some would say.
Nailed.
Different question. Very simple. Why are there so many X-ray wands on the space station?
Different question, same answer. Jehovamorph.
He wants to know what's inside you.
So the xenomorphs are walking around with them, checking to see if Jehovamorph's inside you already.
Yeah. That's the prophecy. It will burst out of some human. You just want to know from which one. It's going to be a virgin birth. No face hugger, just chest burster.
I'd like
That's
to
what's
think
gonna
that
happen.
on that ship they had a large increase of people falling.
For
Ass,
Jehovamorph.
What does
ass
that
first
mean?
onto
Oh,
item.
I see.
So they had to use the X-ray to determine what the issue
find-
was.
I
It
see.
gets very lonely and clumsy out there in that space.
It is a lot easier to just X-ray your ass with a stick than it is to put you through an X-ray machine. So I
Yeah,
understand
and
why
less
they
awkward.
created it.
They pretend
Also,
like there's, they
but
pretend like
also
there's
that was a
fingers
risk,
coming.
right? It was a risk though, because if they kept losing things up their asses, and that's a wand, like they could lose the X-ray up there. It was a danger.
You just see the
They
guy-
were-
That's a really dumb. This is why that crew died.
They just see the globe coming from the guy's stomach. Johnny, where's
what
the
did you do
X-ray?
again?
Banjo.
That's the third one this week, Johnny.
What
can't help it.
sir?
I don't know what you're talking
I can
about.
see your intestines, Johnny.
It wasn't me, Captain. Have you ever heard of Shaggy?
What?
The fuck?
Every
wasn't
day,
me.
every day we stride further from Jehovamorph's light.
Oh,
It's confusing.
Save us. You know what is confusing? Slender Man. Why Slender Man? What's Slender Man? How is Slender Man? I guess we know when Slender Man.
And who?
No, Slender
Who?
Man.
Oh, Slender
Will
Man.
Ferrell.
Slender Man
What?
was inside us all along.
That's factually
It was
Cor-
inside K all
Correct?
along.
It was inside
Yeah.
at least one of us.
Half of her.
What's this
Half of
lore
it.
with Slender Man? Like not in this movie, in the Slender Man lore.
the actual Slender Man. He
Yeah.
just basically steals you and murders you in a forest.
Yeah.
Is there any possible that this is that man, and this ship is that forest?
Metaphorically
that's
speaking,
forest.
sure.
I think you have your answer.
Oh, yeah. you trapped me. You trapped me at my own game.
Wasted on your own
A
time.
reason of your own
Question.
making.
I see no reason to continue this question. So I'm moving on.
Oh, he did it to him.
He killed it dead.
Andy gets an upgrade stick, USB or like a micro mini disc upgrade.
An
whatever.
AOL CD. Yeah.
AOL CD. Yeah,
Ooh.
but it's miniaturized for his pleasure.
Yeah, of course. It's the
Um,
future.
He gets an
That's why.
upgrade, and he completely changed his personality. So, if this works here, I think that there's lots of potential to upgrade any of your personal robots, slaves as you guys have been calling them, but personal assistant robots who don't get paid and are in indentured servitude for the end of time.
I don't think any of us called the robot slaves, but okay. Carry
It
on.
was the humans, but yes.
Yeah.
You definitely also refer to the robots as slaves for the Walmart
Yeah, guilty.
organization.
Oh,
possible.
not slaves, not slaves. Happy
Employees.
employees. Yes.
Who don't get paid any money or effectively
Again, that's how it
indentured
was
servants.
written in the SEC and the FCC
Yeah,
filings.
indentured happy employees, I believe is the
That's
word.
okay. That's fair. They're just
exactly.
they're just paying. They get paid salary, but all their salary goes to room and board and food. You know, the warehouse they get racked up into at night. But that's not my point.
Really a
here.
deal.
The point, maybe, probably. My question is, let's say you get one for your house, or for maybe to be your wife. I don't know. I'm not, no judgment.
Go on.
What would the best, if you were to copy somebody, what's the best personality chip to have to be able to put into your personal dedicated assistant who will never be paid or loved?
Well, I'm a masochist, so a Luciano chip
Ooh,
personnel. Hey, shots fired.
yeah, got him.
Got him.
I don't know why I got splash damage on this, but sure, carry on.
I mean, I want that chip that like makes them really. I know that they all say that they don't kill people,
Right.
but I want that really, really not going to kill you chip, like the one they say for the CEOs. Like because everyone knows that the one that they sell to people, that if the company like really wants to, they can flip a switch and have them kill everybody.
Right.
But there's those top tier chips that are like, even when that switch goes off, they're not going to kill their CEOs.
So basically, you want them to be subservient to you in every manner, way, shape, or form, and have no personality or likeness of their own.
Is this my wife robot or my cleaning?
It's your
tell
pick.
me.
It's your pick.
It's your robot. It can do what you need it to do. Or you.
I need my wife robot to have the possibility that she could kill me.
You just want to live on the edge.
You can't just play it safe. It's the spice of life.
It's true. If you're not edging by having your wife choke you to the point of death right before your orgasm, then I don't know if you're living.
Hey, slow down, David Carradine. Relax.
What is love if not the ability to kill each other but not doing it?
I thought he was gonna go into it. Yeah.
Some more.
Yeah. Don't hurt me but she could if she wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Don't hurt me some more. Bring me to the precipice.
If you don't have to ask for them not to hurt you, what's the fun in that? Is what you're saying.
Yeah, because when you play that song by say the band. Hadaway, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
So when you play that Hadaway hit, it would be meaningless if my robot wife couldn't hurt
you. Yeah.
Right.
And I play that song a lot.
On a less creepy note.
On a loop on my Alexa.
I think it would be fun if they had like a Bob Ross personality.
Right.
Yeah.
Where it would just be like nice and soothing and
happy little
paint
xenomorphs.
pictures. Exactly.
But you don't want
happy little face
you
huggers.
don't want the no kill me chip. Bob Ross, you'd be cool with him killing you.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean,
I just gotta let you know that we're gonna paint this little tree here, and when I'm done with that little tree, I'm gonna end your life.
I'm gonna cut your throat with this paintbrush.
You know?
I'm gonna cut a happy
I'm
little
gonna
hole
paint
in your
I'm gonna
abdomen.
paint- I'm gonna paint your corpse in my
I'm gonna
paint.
clean this brush and beat the xenomorph out of it.
Then we'll slap you. We'll slap you a little bit.
Yeah.
And then make you ask for the release of death. And then I ain't gonna give it to you.
Are you finished, honey? Okay.
Gavel!
What? No, stop. No. This was then. This is now. There's no gavel.
I think the key to a good catchphrase, Chris, is you can't make up 6 new ones every episode. Then no one's sure what your catchphrase is.
Yeah, it just sounds like you're
I like
having
that
an
you brought
aneurysm.
back gavel, but it's we're working on it.
Every day
Gavel's
we
the top
strive further
contender.
from Jehovamorph's light. Like that catchphrase.
Final question. Rain's dad or Andy's dad? We're not sure on that one, but Rain's dad.
And he's a robot.
Yeah,
Right. But so it's not his dad.
Andy's
Adopted
dad is
dad.
Walmart.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I guess
Bezos?
Andy's caretaker. It's
Sure.
fine.
Take your time,
Um,
Matt. You'll get there.
Andy's like a pet to him, I guess. It's like, having a dog or a cat. Anyways,
The person who found Andy in the trash.
bingo. So the person who found Andy in the trash
Yeah.
reprogrammed Andy so that Andy would do whatever is best for Rain, quote unquote.
Right.
But and also to tell terrible dad jokes. But that's not the only thing he did. If you're going in there and you're programming this friend, there's probably a couple other secret things you're going to slide in there just for you when no one's watching, or like,
right.
maybe you like to just unwind and talk smack about the corporation, or, maybe you want to go play some future sports ball, whatever it might be. And so, in order to do that, Andy's got to know how to play. So I'm just wondering what do you think the secret programming that Rain's dad would have put into Andy to help him, live on this desolate mining planet?
Well, the first top directive, even more than doing what's best for Rain, is being extremely good at purple nurples, I think. 'Cause that's what her dad liked, really. That was what he lived for.
But what?
Purple
He
nurples.
can't get them anymore.
Oh, now, but he could.
Okay, all right.
Who,
Andy,
Andy?
I'm
Or
Is Andy?
Andy,
Yeah.
Andy cannot get
Yes,
purple
purple
nurples. He tried.
and he's just
a
sitting
lo-
there, and
Yeah.
Rain's dad likes to watch. Yeah, you twist those nips. You twist them so good. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I'm okay with this.
But then
Why?
he was disappointed
I'm okay.
because
Was I
when
programmed
something
for
did
this?
change color, it became white.
Why was I programmed to feel pain?
and pleasure at the same time.
Why do I like this pain so much?
Very,
I can't
very,
be
yeah.
free.
I would say that was like top directive.
And tracks. This is a ridiculous image. His eyes like rolling back, like when he's upgrading.
Yeah. Oh no, he's resetting again. No, my daughter. That's not a reset.
That's not a reason. That's what he was.
That's an
born
orgasm.
for.
no,
Honey, that's ecstasy.
he has to tell Rain it was updating
Yeah.
for sure. And he's
Oh,
like,
no.
why is he making those sounds? It's also
He's
part of the
Every
update.
time you get an update, this is I want to. You gotta do this.
It's a new service pack. That's what's happening.
I think if he was smart, I'm pretty sure he downloaded the entire film of in fact, the entire trilogy of Shrek for Andy to recreate when needed. Like whenever she's like
That makes sense.
bored,
Of course, yeah.
and he
He's been working through Shrek line by line through the
yeah
ages.
yeah. So
Plays all the parts.
he can play all the parts and reenact the song by Smash Mouth. Somebody once told me.
He's playing the songs too. That's amazing.
He's got to do the intro music. I know that's not the song, but there's another Smash Mouth song, and I don't remember which one it is.
There isn't.
You shut your mouth. There
I
is.
think it's All
There
Star.
isn't.
No.
No, that I
That's
was
the
thinking-
only one.
No, there's
That's
more.
it.
There's more
So
Smash
what?
Mouth songs.
Name another smash hit by Smash Mouth.
I'll find it.
Off
for
the
you.
top of
Then
your
the-
head. Off the
then-
top of your head.
Then the morning comes, walking in the sun.
Yeah, Walking in the Sun. I think
All
was
Star.
Never heard of it.
Can
Never heard of it.
get enough of you, baby. Shut up.
That
Smash
one's
Mouth.
good.
Oh,
See, I
no.
know that one.
the one that's in the Shrek movie is. And then I saw her face done. Now
That's
I
a cover.
believe it.
That's,
That's
a
a
cover of the
cover.
Monkeys.
I know,
Yeah.
but still, that's the one in the movie. That's the one that Andy sings to open the play.
No, so the problem was that Andy sang every other Smash Mouth song except for that one.
Well,
that's why it took
that's
so
why he was
long
in
to
the trash.
reprogram. Yeah.
See?
The other ten's like,
See?
let's try it
There
again.
you
Let's
go.
see if
I
he
knew
can play
you could do
Walking.
it, Spencer.
Let's see if he can sing Walking on the Sun. Let's do press play.
The weird part-
Somebody was- yeah.
Bro, this motherfucker.
Again?
Somebody once.
The weird part, though, is that when Rain's dad got this sorted out, he had to sing the Smash Mouth songs while doing the Purple Nerf
Well,
ones.
Yeah, of
Updated.
course.
Well,
With-
updated.
without moaning.
Because otherwise he just couldn't get off.
Yeah.
Couldn't get off. Somebody.
Do you think, do you think
It'd
the
be a little
first time-
pornier.
Oh God, Andy, why? Why were you built this way? Why was I
You
programmed?
programmed me, bitch!
Why
What
was
are
I
you talking
programmed to feel
about?
pain and sing Smash
Yeah.
Mouth?
The cherry on top of this entire situation really comes down to why I think Andy was programmed to retain secrets such as the ones we have laid bare for our audience of the zero count. Dad, or garbage salvager, who shall remain nameless, Jerry, he needed somewhere to
Body. Okay.
Yes, but I didn't do that. He needed somewhere to lay his innermost truth and be free enough to talk about it without the judgment of the rest of the mining colony. And so when he rescued Andy, he said, like, listen, there's this thing about animals that I cannot get past, and I just want to be the animal. I saw in the like 4 cycles ago, I saw this mascot armadillo costume, and I had to put it on. And you know what? I said to myself, I am the armadillo, and I just like to. I don't. Nobody wants to pet the armadillo.
And then he tweaked the
And I
armadillo's nipples. And,
Of course,
Yeah.
as one does.
Somebody.
The prophecy is complete.
That explains all the glitching we see.
Jehovamorph's life.
Andy couldn't process it. It's like
That's- yeah.
my creator is a furry. Somebody kill me now.
That's the purple nurple situation is why she had to kind of twist the thing behind his ear.
That's where his nipple is?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, now
Everybody
it all
knows.
makes sense.
he hid them so that when
From his own
Ray's
creator.
dad would come by, he's like, "Where'd your nipples go?" I was like,
I don't know. I don't have any. I'm not a mammal.
He relocated the nipples from here to here
Yep.
to make it look acceptable in public.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Oh, there it is. That's what it is. Yeah.
All right, we've nailed this completely. I have no further questions or
How
Thank
could you?
God.
yeah, no. Let's do what we normally do when we give a review of our movies. It is the S tier system. S is the highest. F is the lowest. And let's go with. We know what Spencer's going to do. Let's skip him. Luciano, why don't you go first?
You don't get.
I
You don't
don't
get
know
it.
what Luciano's going to do at all.
No, we have no idea.
I don't think you do know. I probably.
Uh-oh.
I think I do.
Oh, he knows.
So
He knows that.
I went into this movie without any expectations because it had been, I don't know, since whenever Alien 3 came out. That was the last time I saw an Alien movie. I haven't seen Revolution. I haven't seen Prometheus. I haven't seen any of it.
Really?
97 or maybe that's Resurrection?
Something like that, yeah. And I was talking to Matt about this before the show, but like Alien and Terminator, they share a thing where the first movie is good, the second movie is great, and the third movie murdered the franchise for me completely, so I didn't watch anything else.
And both the
So
second
I was
one,
like, I
directed by
don't
Jim
know
Cameron.
what to expect of a new, like a modern Alien movie. And I thought it was going to be more on the horror side, and it was. But I think in the beginning I was hyped because like I said, I saw them doing something different. I thought it was going to stay on the mining colony versus going to the ship. I thought it was going to be like they're going to try to subvert some of the things that we might have been expecting because of it being sort of they're calling it a soft reboot or whatever of the franchise. So I think I went in without any expectations, and then the beginning of the movie kind of got me hyped, and then it disappointed me. So it was a wild ride for me. In the end, to me though, it was a very bland movie. Like it didn't go anywhere. There was no character that I really cared for, honestly. Like certainly not Banjo. Like I only really cared about Rain because that she was the protagonist. So, do I regret watching this movie? No. Would I watch it again? Definitely not. Was it good? I wouldn't recommend someone watching it. So for those reasons, I think my rating has to be a D. It's not good. It's not a good movie, and I wouldn't watch it again.
What a surprise from the man who hijacked the podcast to bitch about the movie.
and hates everything.
And hates
I don't hate everything. I gave Wolves the highest rating last time. You weren't here, but
It sounds like a lie. If only I could
it's not.
verify by listening.
I don't think you can.
We know that our zero listener isn't Spencer.
It's if only there was some way to listen to this.
Not familiar with it. Chris, what was your rating?
My rating is a C
Ooh, right.
because, my rating is a C because it had moments that were interesting, and I want to put a bit of respect on it for reasons that we've covered, like smart ideas, like giving Andy the upgrade, that journey. the use of like the corridor and gravity and trying to get through that obstacle. Okay, well you've killed all those xenomorphs, but then you've got to deal with that floating acid blood. But then, and then like the world building from the beginning, good start. But then other things just come onto the radar that I couldn't dismiss. And when I started this movie out at 5 times speed, I found myself wondering, should I slow down? Maybe I should be listening to what these people are saying. But my spirit told me no, don't.
Yeah.
I
Keep
like when
going.
everybody sounds like chipmunks.
Go faster.
You know what? Turn the volume all the way off, and make sure that and you know what? Take the SRT file, swap it with Shrek. Now, the rating is C because of the reasons that I've outlined, but the sour cherry, rotted sour cherry on top was Will Ferrell masquerading as an emaciated Shrek left out in the sun. So overall, I would say that Rain and Andy's dynamic was, again, my favorite part of the movie. And honestly, I was rooting for them when they got towards the end. I'm like, I want to, like, they've got to the end. I want to see them make it. I'm curious. When I watched this movie again, it was actually very scary for me, which is why I was like, So if they made another, I would watch it at 10 times speed. Yielded my time.
That is famously the preferred speed of all directors everywhere for you to watch their movies. So
Watch it
that
at
makes
10
sense.
times speed with the screen off.
On your phone.
On your
Yeah.
phone. Screen
The
off,
one that doesn't
sound
work.
off.
It's my phone doesn't work. It doesn't work, so I put it on there.
Perfect.
I like to watch it
Spencer,
on my Apple Watch.
If you want to go ahead and give your review.
Yes. Firstly, I'd like to say
Don't.
these guys must be sugar high because they've been drinking all the haterade. Maybe you should call a wambulance because they're wrong.
It's quiet. Anyways, go on.
Listen, this movie
You had
is
all of this
a
time
good-
to think about what to say, and this is what you chose to say?
It's Papa's time. It's Papa's time. This movie's a good movie. Fuck you.
That's it. Put it on the box.
No.
Alien Romulus. This movie's a good movie. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
No, it's like it's a well-made movie. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Like the action was great. The alien looked great. There's so much practical effects throughout the entire movie. It wasn't like all CGI shit. The actor who played Andy was fantastic. Like actually was like the star of the movie.
True.
And he's gonna go places. Other than like the melting Ian Holm face, which was like took me way out of the movie, and the like unnecessary homages to the old movies, which is like, remember this movie? It's a better movie. Other than that, I really liked like pretty much all of it. Like I loved the world and the vibe, so I was just like in, on my tier of like alien movie rankings, I'd say it goes Alien, Aliens, this movie, then
Interesting.
Prometheus, then Alien Covenant, then Alien versus Predator, then Alien 3, and then Alien Resurrection.
You
So,
forgot about Alien versus Predator.
oh right, that goes at the bottom. Yes, Alien versus Predator Requiem is at the bottom. Yeah, that
I
goes.
don't think I've seen that one.
I think that
either.
goes without saying. So it's like
Just checking.
like if I was like to introduce someone to the Alien franchise, I'd be like, yeah, watch 1, 2, and this one, and I think you're in for a good time. I don't think it's as good as Alien or Aliens, but I liked it, and I want to see a sequel. It was slick. It's a slick movie.
Here's what I'll give you, and after this I'll give you my rating.
Oh, I didn't even say my letter. B.
Yeah.
B. Okay.
Okay.
Here's what I'll say with this movie. I think this is a good example of this movie isn't for me specifically. I might get caught up in watching it, but this movie isn't designed to give me the maximum viewing pleasure. Much the same way that many Marvel movies, if you haven't followed the entire Marvel story, you're fucked and they don't give a shit about you. Because this movie is really focused on the soft relaunch you talk about, Spencer. So all the ideas that we see are not new to us because it's stealing the best parts of those movies to repackage it for the 25-year-olds or the audience who's never seen Alien and aren't going to go back and watch those movies unless they're prompted to by a movie like this. So now they've seen it and they like it. They're like, oh, let's go check out the other movies. So, is the movie good? It's fine. It's like we said, yes, the CGI is garbage, but the rest of the movie, they spent their money well and the actors were good. And, aliens killed a bunch of people in fun ways. So it was all good, but it's not a movie that like is a lot of fun for me because they're not showing me enough new or interesting things because it's trying to appeal to someone who hasn't seen it. So I would slot that as I guess I'll give it a low C because the movie's crafted well. It's just not for me. And so I don't think that deserves a lower score. It's just, is what it is.
You must be low in vitamin C.
Yeah, it's not high C at all.
No. It's not a delicious fruit drink. That being said, this is the perfect time to segue into a different kind of juice, and that is our next movie. We are watching Beetlejuice, the sequel to Beetlejuice.
It is?
Oh no! Where's Michael Keaton? You said
And
it
I
3
believe
times.
it would be the Beetlejuice vehicle. Maybe
No.
no.
The Danny DeVito vehicle.
What?
Is Danny DeVito in this movie?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, are you spoiling things?
Maybe.
Well, one of you is saying maybe, and one of you is shaking their head no. So I don't really know who to believe.
Maybe.
You can believe me because I'm telling you straight, it's not a spoiler.
Somebody. No, okay.
That song, though, is a spoiler if you listen to the lyrics.
Okay. Don't listen to the lyrics backwards before you watch Beetlejuice. It'll ruin the plot.
It'll ruin it all.
Well, we are going to watch Beetlejuice, and we're going to be back here next week to tell you all about Beetlejuice. Shit, I said it 4 times. Is he coming?
You canceled
in
it.
his
No, you
pants.
I
canceled
cancel it? Okay.
He's coming.
Yeah, the second movie is a very different movie from the first.
Say my name one more time.
Listen here, bud. I'm
Yeah.
Beetlejuice. And I'm squeezing my own nipples. All right?
He would say that.
I would say it.
100%.
I just did.
100%. So yeah, watch the Justin Theroux vehicle Beetlejuice next week. Please join us. We will probably talk to you next time. You'll listen to us. You'll watch us. Who knows? They'll delete us next time. Bye.